Hello, I'm John Rushton. Are you an optimistic person or a pessimistic person? Because it makes a great deal of difference to the quality of your life, what you're going to do, and how you're going to live your life. If you're a pessimistic person, then life is going to be an uphill struggle all the way. There's always going to be an obstacle in front of you, always going to be a problem, always a situation. This never goes the way it should, that never goes the way it should. He said this and I didn't like it, she said this and I don't know why she said that. There's always, you're going to make up a whole myriad of excuses as why life can't go forward. If you are optimistic, then wow. Life is just full of everything you could possibly want. Whether you get it is a different story, but at least it's there, and you're going to enjoy the ride far, far better than anything else or anyone else who's pessimistic. Being optimistic gives you that ability within yourself to look at the bigger picture. It gives you the ability to see the best in people, even those you don't like, and it gives you the ability to be almost Teflon coated, so when things don't go well, you don't dwell on them, they just run off you. And you can actually think, oh, okay, next, I've got better things to do than dwell on negativity. And quite right too, you have got better things to do than dwell on negativity. You've got a thing called a life. And life isn't for miserable people, or if it is, don't come near me because I don't want to know. You know, miserable people can stick with miserable people. Optimistic people, bring them on. Because they're full of joy, they're full of excitement, they're full of verve, they're full of love, they're full of camaraderie, they're full of vision, they're full of hope, they're full of everything that's good and fabulous and marvellous. Even if things are not going well, they take a look at the bigger picture and think, well, okay, it's not going well, but it's certainly not going to last, it's going to be over soon, and life will be back on track. And that is the beauty about being optimistic. When you're optimistic, your mind is freer to involve itself with all around what's all around with you. It's freer to commune with life. It's freer to see opportunities. Where negative people are, opportunities, they fly by them because they're so busy looking at the problems and not the solutions. Anything that's positive gives you this wonderful upliftment. When you get up in the morning, it makes you feel a lot better. It gives you that feeling that something is good, it's going to happen, that all the negativity which may be around you is only a temporal situation. It's not going to be there for long. And it's not, because life evolves, you evolve. But if you let life pull you along and whinge and moan and you can't do this and you have this miserable face and oh, you can't wait to tell your story to all the people around you who want to listen to your dull, boring, peasantry stories, then fine, that's your choice. And it is your choice because it comes from here, nowhere else. You've concocted it, you've created it, and you're screening it now. You're reenacting it in front of your audience, which is all those around you, with your partner, your friends, your lovers, your family. It's all there. And you don't have to take all this rubbish as well from family or friends either. You're not a sponge to their continual moanings because they know no better. You do know better. You know that the goodness in life is out there. People do have a good time. Forget the press, forget the media, because they're always negative. They're just built by people who don't see anything other than negative and death and destruction, hell and damnation, and financial ruin and financial pressures and illness. They love that. They just love licking up their own vomit. But you don't have to go there. You don't have to be a part of that. You know better. You know that for you to enjoy life, there's got to be a great deal of positivity. And optimism is that most fantastic thing within you. It will actually give you this elevation to seeing the bigger picture all around you. And it will actually take you out of scenarios. You'll be able to see the exit, the way out. You'll be able to see something on the horizon, the glimpse of sun through the dark clouds. Optimism allows you to see those things. You can catch all the things which are coming by, all the good things, and think, I can do that, I can utilize this, I can go there, I can find this. And the beauty about optimistic people is that people like helping people. That's a natural trait of humanity. That's part of the human condition. And when people like helping people, it's because they get some reciprocation back. It's just that feeling you've done something good for humanity or fellow man. And it doesn't matter if they're a total stranger. People like helping people by and large. And it's nothing to do with experiences you've had in the past. By and large, people like helping people. But people do not like helping negative people because they get nothing back but negativity. So they move on and they leave you to stew in your own juice, which is where you need to be, because nobody else really wants you if you're negative. Nobody else needs you. There's no value. You're not giving anything to life. You're being completely consumed in your own environment, in your own life situation. It's your own thought process. And if you get into a habit of being negative, then it's very difficult to come out, because you're living in the trough and the sides are getting larger and larger and larger. And eventually you get to a stage where you think there's no way out of this. But there's always a way out. It's just you've created this self-created barrier which is in your own mind. Being optimistic allows you to see the steps leading up, even the elevators and the lifts. It allows you to go forward. It allows you to be who you are. It allows you to see the people around you who can help you, the conduits. And the conduits are there. There's lots of people and opportunities and situations around you that are only too willing to give you a hand, because that's their job in life. It gives them a feeling of oneness. It gives them a feeling of great presence. It gives them a feeling of inner satisfaction. That feeling in the pit of your stomach, which is negative, it makes it feel wholesome. It makes it feel wanted. And it makes you feel like, yes, isn't life good? Isn't it marvelous? Isn't it great? Isn't it super? Isn't it terrific? And those feelings are all within your mind. They're not outside, they're not what other people have brought you, it's what you've created. And the scenario of how you live comes from within. Everywhere you see the past, the present, and the future, which is where you're going to step into, comes up here. What is around you are circumstances. You can't change these circumstances, but you can change where you are. And therefore that actually has some kind of elevation into how you proceed in life and where you go. So if you want to stay where you are, that's fine. But don't think other people are going to stay with you. They have a life and they're going to move forward. Optimistic people just come to the fore.